Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast.
This is the Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast.
Roller, April Wine, 92.1 City, Winnipeg's Rock Station, 6:11. Philly, Joe and Kirby on a Wednesday. Good morning.
It's going to be a good start to a Wednesday at 6:30 this morning. Who the hell is that? The pot, $2,500.
Wow.
Still at one name being guessed. And you got that. You gotta have that name. Like if you get through and you play, it's not good enough. Like let's just hypothetically speaking, you nail the two that haven't been guessed yet. And then if you draw a blank on the third, you don't win. Like you'll win the first two that you got.
That's right. You get $1,000 for each one of those names, and then you drop the ball for the $2,500 to complete the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a sick burn, though.
It would be, and maybe even but you just, because, people who get through, they're tense. Like it's, because they all seem to have an idea. All our contestants, they feel pretty confident. That's one thing that's changed over time with Who the Hell Is That? Is you can tell there are some players out there. There's workplaces that are invested. There's families that are invested. Yeah, I feel like some marriages are struggling to survive Who the Hell Is That when you get guesses and it's like, well, that was my husband's guess. I wanted someone else. Like, whoa.
Absolutely. Listen, we've even had people, well, listen, that's a lot of money right there.
Can you imagine couple therapy?
Right.
Well, we played Who the Hell Is That? I really wanted to.
I've heard that's going around these days.
Listen, $2,500 and then $1,000 and $1,000. You get one wrong guess. Let's say you walk out of there with $3,500. That's not going to cover lawyer bills. Not in a divorce. So you got a lot to risk.
If you look at the fine print, we take no responsibility for creating problems and friction within your family. We're just
here.
We're guiding you through the game.
Yeah.
The rest of it is all on you. Same with coworkers. But that is tough. I get it.
When was the last time you had a family dinner over this contest? Didn't things blow up between you and your brother? Because you wanted to know who the answers were, and you said, I can't tell you. The only one I guessed was voice number 3.
I have had people try to break me down.
Yeah.
Try to get me to
break you
slip
down. What do you mean? They're tying you to like a chair and they're like...
No.
Put a burlap sack over his face and put him in the back of a van.
Like I'm some
break
kind of...
you down.
Like they're trying to get information out of me. Mentally
It was
break
a
me down.
60 Minutes story, Phil Aubrey.
Like, hey, man, you got to tell me. No, but we all get asked about it.
Oh,
out and
yes.
about. Yeah.
But
And
just
tricky.
the way you said, break me down.
I've had buddies kind of trick me into...
Trick you.
That's what I
answer.
meant, yeah.
Yes. Well, the way they talk, they have a conversation with you, and then all of a sudden you're talking about, let's say, the Jets or something, and they throw in, listen, I think that voice is Mark Scheifele. Yeah. And then you'll go, nah, or yes.
I can't confirm or deny any of your guesses.
You're right.
So,
That's
yes.
sneaky stuff.
You can try, but we cannot tell you. And our next chance to play, don't be breaking us down. 6:30 this morning. You'll hear that cue to text in about 20 minutes.
Don't
Good luck.
call if your marriage is in trouble.
Philly, Joe, Kirby.
Philly, Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast.
Call the Bone phone, 780-BONE. Brought to you by Auto Gallery of Winnipeg.
DJK, what's up, Sir Rodney? Just calling to say, holy potholes on the road, Batman. That's it. Everybody have a good day. Watch out for those potholes. They're everywhere.
And they are camouflaged by puddles of water, too, which makes them even worse.
Well, Kirby mentioned in the news that they're doing their best right now. They've got a wet-cold mix, apparently, that they can patch for this time of year because you can't use hot asphalt. So they're on about, I think, just under 40 already that were reported, and just like that. So we got to get on that to help ourselves out because
for sure,
that many out there.
And they'll prioritize the ones that need it the most, obviously.
Okay, moving along here. We get calls about this. We've had them in the past. I would call it selfish parking.
Hey guys, I have a bone to pick. First of all, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. That's part of my day in the morning. So my pet peeve is when there's a parking lot like in front of a business, say like a store, like a department store or a gift store, wherever. And then people park right in the front. You know, they put their hazards on and they park right on the side in front of the door with a whole parking lot full of open spaces. Like, are you really that lazy that you can't park at an actual spot? Or if you're picking someone up, like, still, park in the parking lot. Like, I hate when, you know, there's cars right in front of the doors. Like, who does that?
Lots of people do it. You put the hazards on, you don't make eye contact.
Who cares if you bring it down to one lane and you make it to the traffic report now? We're down to one lane in front of Forest Park Mall.
Someone dropped their wife
Someone
off.
said right there at the liquor store. Should only be 5-10 minutes.
Oh, man. Okay, this one keeps coming up. People want more respect for the Winnipeg Jets and their incredible season.
All right. What the with Sportsnet and Sports Center and all the get the Jets some more cred. Get them some, like, they're the best team in the league. And FYI, and I think Adam Lowry's going to punch out in numbnuts Kachuk just for Canada's sake. Anyway, no, I don't condone violence ever, but that guy needs a shot in the head.
Guilty.
All right.
Said it before, I'll say it again. I think the Jets are exactly where they want to be. You start getting a whole bunch of hype, that increases the pressure. Think about it. They're on pace to possibly win the President's Trophy, yet nobody's talking about them. That's perfect. You're kind of an underdog, but you might win the President's.
Hasn't that been the story all year, that nobody expected this team to be as good as they are, and the disrespect? I'd feed off of that if I was in that dressing room.
Love it. Okay, Vinny, speaking of the Jets, he's back with his latest take.
Hey, what's up? Coolest morning show on earth. I want to talk about Jets. Dr. Hockey here. Anyways, been studying the Jets. They're playing like I didn't expect them to play that good. They're like a solid team. So 10 in a row, they will go to the Stanley Cup. That's 100% guaranteed.
Wow.
Just going to back that up a little bit.
Hold
here.
on a second.
Back that, play that again.
They will go to the Stanley Cup. That's 100% guaranteed. Their lines are good.
100.
They're stepping up. They're shooting more in the net. Never seen the Jets play that type of hockey before ever. They used to just pass the whole time. Now they're just shooting at the net, and that's why they win all these games. When you shoot at the net, most of the time you'll always win. You got to keep shooting. That's what they're doing. They're passing a tiny bit, and then bang, they shoot. I've never seen the Jets play, like I said, that type of hockey. They're proving to everybody that they are the team to beat. Solid Jets. So they will make it to the Cup. That's a guarantee. I don't know if they'll win the Cup.
Oh.
I need to study the Jets a little more.
A little more studying
Hey, listen.
required.
I wonder what studying looks like for him.
You know those fundraisers go at the workplace where you get the thermometer and you start growing towards a number?
Yeah.
That's sort of what's happening with Vinny here. We started the season on the Jets playoff thermometer at like the first round.
First round out.
Then, maybe 3 weeks ago, he said, no, they'll get to the second round. And now he's saying they will make a Stanley Cup appearance, and it's only February?
And there
End
you
of
go.
February?
There you go, guilty. You want respect? Vinny, one of our top hockey analysts within the company, has got them in the Cup final. How's
Within
that?
the
Even
company.
Kirby almost fell off her chair when she heard it.
I mean, it was a lot to take in, his analysis, but I like it. I like it.
Speaking of a lot to take in, hooligan. Now, boat launches came up the other day. I like this because it's a sign that spring is in the air. We're talking boat launches.
On Monday, you guys were talking about backing up into spaces and this and that, and then the one guy calling about the boat launch. This guy is on the same wavelength as I am. I don't know how many times you go fishing, and every boat launch pretty much has a staging area. You put, like, say Pine Falls, for example. It's like a convoy of boats lined up. He's in a huge field. You know, you untie the straps, take covers off, move stuff around, coolers, etc., in the staging area. Well, this one guy was in front of me last year. You know, get his boat ready, this and that. Okay, so he goes down. You know, I fall behind him. And he spent 10 to 15 minutes moving seats around, whatever you... I'm like, get in my truck, and I'm looking at him. And he's like, puts his arm out. He goes, what? I go, what do you mean, what? You're this in front of me, loading your boat up and this and that, and you're doing it again. I want to launch my boat. Like, let's go, buddy. I calmed down a little bit because he had a family, like young kids and that. But I said, yo, mister,
That's
up
good.
top,
Very good of you.
the prep area. That's where you do all this stuff. You don't do it when your boat's in the water.
Gave him a lecture in front of his kids, but I calmed down a bit.
Gotta know the
Can
prep
you
area.
imagine being the wife and kids in the vehicle?
Honey, who is that man, Daddy?
He kept yelling prep area, prep area. I don't know what he meant.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Philly Joe and Kirby's Entertainment Rundown.
The Oscars go Sunday. And you're seeing a lot of Oscars content online. Rolling Stone magazine has ranked the top Best Pictures winner since 2000. So 25 of them, and Rolling Stone has ranked them 1 to 25.
Well, it's interesting because at the Oscars now they've added more movies, right,
Yes.
to the best category because it gets more profile for these movies. It's been proven. Once they get that exposure, more people will go out and watch them or stream them.
It's true because even I noticed like when you open up like the TV, what is it called? Shaw, whatever.
Guide?
Yeah, it like shows you the nominations
Yes.
all lined up that you can stream.
Yeah. I'm happy to say, like, in the top 10 of these top 25 that they ranked, Rolling Stone magazine, I've seen 6 of them, and I enjoy. So, number 1, Moonlight. I've never seen it. Heard big things about it.
Very good.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah.
Okay. Parasite, number 2. Never seen that one.
No.
But then we go number 3, 12 Years a Slave. Fabulous.
Yes.
Yeah.
4 is Spotlight. Oh, man. Michael
That was
Keaton.
very good.
Yeah. No Country for Old Men at number 5.
That I've never used an air compressor ever since that movie.
Oh, he is one of the what's the guy's name? Bardem?
Yeah.
He is one of the most
Javier.
terrifying bad guys ever. Oh,
Okay, you don't need to keep doing that.
I got it.
Who just carries one around?
A terrifying killer.
Check your tire pressure. There's a reminder this morning.
The Departed, number 6.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
Scorsese's
With
first
Leo.
win.
Yeah. Oppenheimer, number 9, and Gladiator ranked number 10 according to Rolling Stone. So there you go.
Oppenheimer. Some of us just finished watching Oppenheimer from the year it was released.
I never did finish,
That's
honestly.
an investment.
Well, Paramount Plus announced that they're doing a feature-length documentary called Ozzy Osbourne, No Escape from Now. And it is going to basically chronicle his ongoing health battles, upcoming final concert.
Nice.
Which apparently we're working on a world tour for, a chance to go to Birmingham.
Not working. It's happening.
It's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, we love that. But the documentary is going to be obviously involved with the Osborne family. It's sanctioned by them, but it's going to drop on Paramount Plus this fall.
Listen, you can say all you want about the family, but it's Sharon sanctioned, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
That whole
She
life
runs the
is
show.
just sanctioned.
Yeah.
She'll just ask her where Ozzy's going to be,
Although
and that's what's going to happen.
The kids are more involved than ever now, though.
Yeah,
They
on their
speak-
own stuff,
They
but-
speak for Dad like more than they used to.
She's the agent, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I'm going to keep it to a music note here as well. Neil Young, the former Winnipegger who had to cancel his show here last year, has announced a new tour that starts June 18th in Europe. There's a couple of North American dates in the States, and unfortunately only 2 in Canada. Neil Young's touring with a band called the Chrome Hearts. They've got a new album out, and it looks like Toronto, Vancouver are the only dates if you want to get another shot at seeing Neil Young, because he's getting up there as well. So
Be another
I
good
don't know
world
if other
tour.
dates are going to be announced. It would be. But I don't know if other dates are going to be announced, because there's a few spots on the schedule, like they're in Vancouver on, the 6th of September, let's say. Then there's 4 days in between, that kind of thing. So you
Let's
never
hope.
know.
Yep.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station, Zeppelin. It was Zeppelin week last week.
Yep, the showcase this week is Metallica.
We got a list now.
We got a list. Yeah, but did you notice the list is only up until part of the year? It's not the whole year.
So how far are we going? Iron Mike.
Well, I was expecting the whole year when
Joe
we saw
wanted the
list.
full year. He doesn't want a, what is it called, a quarterly update? No, that's
Let's
like
say half a year. Kirby
half
is,
a year update.
Yes.
Whatever.
Bi-yearly.
Bi-yearly.
Can you find a way, Joe, to put that up on the wall? Like, can you turn it into like a presentation with like a where it's a big chart on the wall.
A presentation.
Don't
Well,
we have the calendar? Don't you bought a calendar?
Oh yeah, actually, I'll plug all those into the calendar.
Yep.
See how excited he got when I brought up the calendar that he ordered and forgot that he had.
Apex Predators.
It's been. I told you it was just going to be sitting there. He asked if I wanted to put my dates in the calendar. I said, no, I'm good. I'm good on my own. Listen, I can't have Phil Aubrey organize my life, okay? He's having a hard enough time with his own.
Nobody can, honestly.
No, yeah, you don't want that.
Well, listen, he's busy enough with himself. I'm not trying to insult him, but Kirby, you're busy in your own way. I couldn't have you look after my dates. I need to know my dates.
This guy's life is about to get busier. His son just turned 14 today.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Jack.
Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot his card at home.
14, though, I got to say.
Yeah.
That's a big year. I remember my 14th birthday.
Really? 14?
It's a big year, Phil.
So for me, it's just no. I want to dive into that because for a lot of kids, it's a teenager. So when you turn 13,
yeah,
and then 16 back in the day because it meant you could. Well, not back in the day. Still, you can start thinking about your driver's license, so you can get your license.
In some cultures, 16 is a huge pinnacle year.
Yeah. 18 for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Maybe even 21 because you can now drink in the States.
But 14.
14. So tell us, what was it about 14 old in Drayton Valley for Sherlinda Kirby that was such a big deal?
For me, I got my learner's license.
At 14?
So I was able to start driving with a parent in the vehicle.
Really?
Or somebody with a license, yeah.
We weren't able to do that till 16.
Learner's?
Yeah.
Is that when you get
when I was growing up?
Really?
Then it moved to I think 15 and a half depending on when it went. I'm
long
not questioning yours. I'm just saying back in my day you had to be 16.
And what is it now? How long do you have to have your learners before you can go for your driver's test?
I think a couple of years. I don't know.
Well, there's different levels now,
and this
right?
is in Alberta, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But for me, it was like that. I was really excited for that.
No kidding.
And then I was able to be a camp counselor at the age of 14. So I was really excited about that in the summertime. And what else was going on?
No offense, but I wouldn't want you as my camp counselor at 35. Never mind, as 14.
Are you kidding? I was a fun camp counselor.
I'm sure you were.
And I think I was allowed to start dating.
You were allowed. So your
that
dad,
would
your
be
parents,
a pinnacle time.
Yes, about
sat you down?
14, I was allowed to, because I had met somebody from church camp. I know. We've come a long ways.
This is
when I was 14, Joe, okay?
No, you have come a long way.
I was allowed to date that person.
Your upbringing, man. I don't ever remember my parents sitting me down. It's a big day. You're allowed to start dating.
You're 14
I
now.
just remember back
I can date.
in my year 14. So, are you prepared to is he allowed to have a date?
He can do it. I'm not. There's no.
There's no time, I guess.
Where he can start.
There's no
going
official
on dates. No, we haven't had that conversation in our house.
You know what 14 is right now in the Aubrey house? His kid barely talks to him. Okay.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Kerbs,
Yo.
would you rather have Dr. Frankenstein or Dr. Oetker as your family doctor? So Dr. Frankenstein, of course, he created Frankenstein.
Right.
So very experimental. You'd have to consider that. But Dr. Oetker, I'm assuming he's got pizza around. Certainly a lover of pizza.
Yeah.
Joe's always said that he's had his reservations about that doctor.
I don't feel like Joe respects Dr. Oetker
No.
and his pizza making ability. Which one, though?
I'm going to
Kirks?
go with the pizza guy.
Dr. Oetker's your family doctor. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Jojo.
I can't go with him. At least Dr. Frankenstein created. He was dealing with the human body. If I had an ailment, and as I'm getting older, there's ailments, I'm going to have to go with Dr. Frankenstein. I can't respect Dr. Oetker enough to say, hey, look after me.
I knew you'd go. I knew you wouldn't go Oetker. Although Frankenstein's kind of experimental. You might show up at work with a screw in the side of your head.
Some days I feel like I already have that going on. A bolt.
If you've ever wondered, by the way, Dr. Oetker was a German pharmacist who founded a food company in 1891 that came up with the dough, the type of mixture that is used to be frozen into pizza.
Yeah, 1891.
Look at that.
It's
He's
a long time.
kind of one of the pioneers of frozen pizza, Dr.
Truly.
Have you ever called your pharmacist doctor?
No.
That's what Kirby said, right? He started as a pharmacist
He was-
experimenting.
yes.
Very good. 1891 with dough.
All right. Would you rather date someone who has their ex's name tattooed on their chest or date someone whose ex lives next door?
Oh, okay.
Kirby?
Wow, that's an interesting.
Name tattooed on the chest or the ex lives next door?
I can take the name tattoo. Because then you're seeing the person's name, but you're not having to see the actual person. Depending on if it ended terribly, but if they're on good terms,
Still a
and things
constant
are
reminder.
fine,
So
yeah, I'm gonna take the tattoo. At least
Okay.
it can be covered up.
Yeah, you can cover up the tattoo. I still remember a great story of The Undertaker. The professional wrestler had his wife's name on his neck.
Ooh.
And pretty visible spot.
Yeah.
And then one day it was covered up. So you
Okay.
kind of knew that The
moved
Undertaker
on.
had moved on in his relationship. Yeah, I'd have to say you'd have to go with the cover-up tattoo or leave it if it doesn't even bother you, right? If you have enough confidence in your relationship, who cares?
So you're going with the tattoo?
Yeah, next door's not the answer.
Okay. That's bad. That's a bad vibe. Yeah. All right, talking golf foursomes here, and nobody likes that golfer in their foursome that's got a really bad temper. Throws their clubs around. So would you rather, as a fourth in a foursome, have the Hulk or Wreck-It Ralph? Both notorious for their tempers. So you're golfing, you got three buddies, and then you got to take on a fourth. It's either the Hulk or Wreck-It Ralph. Kirby?
I've never seen Wreck-It Ralph, but just judging by the name,
He's kind of funny, though, I'll say that. And John C. Reilly voices Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay.
But he does destroy things.
well, I was gonna say, judging by the name alone, I'm gonna say that would be quite a liability to take on the course. You'd be paying for a lot of damages.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take
Hulk.
the Hulk, even though he would also probably.
But he'd have to get mad first. So if he's
Cause
having a
some
good round,
damages.
if the Hulk's having a good round, he might not Hulk up.
That's true. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Hulk.
I'm going to go with Wreck-It Ralph, and I'll tell you why. Golf etiquette. First of all, the Hulk wears jeans. You can't be wearing jeans on most golf courses. If he does Hulk up, those feet tromping along on a green are not good for the green conditions.
Very good.
First of all, and the ball, he could hit the ball a mile.
Oh,
if he
God,
hulks
yeah.
up, you'd be looking for that ball all day in the woods.
Yeah.
I'm going with Wreck-It Ralph. So what? You deal with a cart. You pay for the cart deposit.
Good call, Joe. Finally, would you rather your friends and family find out that you cheat on your taxes, or your friends and family find out that you purposely exceed the number of items in the grocery store express aisle?
Oh my gosh.
So you get busted for cheating on your taxes by your loved ones, or that you, routinely take like 25 items in the 9 items or less aisle.
I'm gonna take the grocery aisle. It's a little less obviously.
Illegal?
Yeah, it's like I'd rather be known for the person who does that than the person who cheated on their taxes.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I think getting your the looks from people in the grocery lineup will be a lot easier than dealing with
The CRA.
CRA.
Imagine that rumor around town, though. I saw a yellow. He had tons of items, and the 9 items are
Joe.
less.
Yeah,
Joe's a nice guy, but he cheats
But-
on his taxes.
that's it.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Raise your hand if you had to make a stop to buy windshield washer fluid yesterday.
Just
did.
the other day. Can I still put up my hand?
Put up your hand. Yeah, Joe, go ahead.
I did not.
You haven't had to refill it yet? You don't do like a lot of your things that you do are in that St. Boniface area. True or false?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're not buzzing across the city. Like I had to go to Hockey for All Center last night, like on the perimeter. Mm-hmm. You can't even tell what color my vehicle is. It's so filthy right now.
Honestly, it was kind of nice. Like some of the splashback in front of the vehicle, or the vehicle in front of me this morning, I could like save on my washer fluid because it was like kind of wet, and I would
Yeah.
just use
Yes.
that. I try to be sparingly.
That's the only part that could be clean on your vehicle right now is the windshield that you actually have wiped
Yeah.
with
Well-
spray because the rest of the car is filthy.
I went to go get gas yesterday, though, and the guy was like, "Do you want me to do your windshield?" And I said, "Absolutely not. Like, I'd be making you work for like no reason.
Well, it's nice to clean up, and then they'll do your lights. Sometimes your tail lights and your headlights. I was at a gas station, and not the gas station's fault, because there probably so many people are using or cleaning their windows when they get gas. But the water that the squeegees were in was so filthy.
Oh, boy.
There was no point using it. It was just...
When it's matching the color of the Red River, that water, you got to know.
And I got to ask, how much effort do you put in, like when you buy your fluid, your windshield washer fluid? Do you just grab the first thing you see at a gas station? Or do you go, like, I'll go to Canadian Tire and I'll look around?
Price conscious?
The different colors.
I prefer
get a good
purple.
Deal.
Anytime purple's available.
Right.
Let's see. There is a purple. It's I'm just here at Canadian Tire's website, Rain-X. Rain-X Clearview all season, minus 47. It's
I pick
good
it because
That's
it's my
what I
favorite
look
color.
at.
The temperature.
Yeah, no, for sure. You have your reasons, but I look for the temperature since, we're pretty much a winter climate here for 6 months out of the year.
Rain-X.
Not right now, no.
Get some rain.
You don't
It's
have
very
to
good.
justify it to Joe. You're allowed to get the purple.
Just
It's a
don't.
vibe, Joe.
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
I get it.
Okay.
Like, but so what? We get car guys who listen to the show. There's one here for $3.49. It's a lesser name brand. Certified is what it's called.
Well, it's certified.
The other stuff's all like $7 and $8. Why? Am I getting a lower quality windshield washer fluid by going with the stuff that's $3.50?
That's a good question. It really is a good question because what's the difference? Like, listen, you see the ones that are better on bugs.
Yeah, that
in the summer,
yes.
that does make a difference, but it's got a very soapy smell to it. You pay more for that stuff.
Sure.
Can you make your own?
I'm sure you could. No, I'm sure you could.
Yeah. You
Probably
can make your own
involves
mix?
vinegar and something, right? Like, because vinegar cleans everything.
I've gone to a guy's house who makes homebrew,
Right?
but I've never shown up at a buddy's house.
Well,
what are you doing? I'm making my own windshield washer fluid.
I'll tell you right now, though, some of that homebrew, you have to really, really...
Tastes like windshield.
Well, yeah, you might as well have put it in the windshield washer.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
We have almost hit full transformation here in the South Beach Casino and Resort Studio here at 92.1 City on Scurfield. We've almost hit full transformation into a convenience store.
Close.
All that's missing is our hot dog rotisserie.
Honestly.
Because thank you to our friends over at Old Dutch. And they don't just bring in, here's a couple of bags of chips to try, some new flavors. Full display racks full of chips.
That's the way I like it, Phil. I called my buddy Johnny D over there, Johnny DeQuinzio at Old Dutch, and he knows if we're going to do it, let's do it big.
Yeah.
You got to have the racks like the convenience store. Mm-hmm. Right? We've given them out before.
Honestly, we've got a few people that work in this building that are like living the bachelor life. Could look good.
A slushy machine wouldn't hurt either at some point.
That would be amazing.
And then we could have a little coffee area.
The only thing about it is, and Kirby, I believe you've pointed this out before with all Joe and I and our big ideas, is it gets a lot busier in the studio, certainly once the show is done. Like there was people in here looking over those chip racks yesterday that I forgot worked here. Like it was
Well, do
busy.
you blame them? I mean, they do a walk by and they see, Old Dutch chips stacked up like we're running a convenience store. You would want to pop by to see if you could grab a bag too.
There was like 6 people looking over these racks yesterday at about 10:05, and because there's a bunch of new flavors. So they're, what's this? What's that? What's this?
Well, maybe we need one of those like light up open signs, and then if the open sign is not lit up, they'll know it's like not time to come.
You can't have strict hours if you're going to be a decent convenience store.
One of the staff were looking for cigarettes. I said, "We're not a full convenience store. We don't even sell vaping machines. Would you like some? Would you like some gum and a couple of chocolate bars? They're on special."
We're gonna have to get Lotto in here next.
I don't even know when one of them was the last time they stepped into a convenience store. They were looking for the magazine rack. I was like,
oh my gosh! If somebody needs the bathroom key, it's got to be on like a spatula or something. They got to bring it back.
Phil brought in half a hockey stick. We got the shaft for the
good.
key.
Go use the bathroom. It's got to be so awkward to carry. You cannot have a convenience store without that bathroom key, that gigantic bathroom key. I got to say, Kirby, and these caught your attention, the Creamy Dill Ripple Veggie Chips, 25% less fat.
I haven't tried
very
them.
good.
I do love veggie chips though.
Yeah, they're good.
They've got brand new Ridgies out there, masala. There's adobo. There's also Korean barbecue. Those are the Ridgies. Those are the nice little ripple chips, right?
Yeah.
And then they have a bunch of different all-dress stuff, too, including their Kettle Crunch.
And
the
their
old Dutch
veggie
Crunch.
chips that Phil's eating,
Yeah, I
And
know.
there's a brand new Ariba Extreme, blazing hot if you like it hot.
Buffalo.
Yeah,
yes.
Buffalo. So you got to
Okay.
check those out. They're in stores now. I'd love to give you some, but apparently the sales department walked in here during convenient hours.
Phil's chowing down on a bag over there.
Someone on the text line wants to know if we're going to sell those silks that they used to put on the wall at like Sid's Carousel, you know, like Motley
Yeah.
Crue silks.
There used to be a couple guys that used to sell those in front of the old Palomino, the carpets and the rugs
maybe.
and that too. But that's kind of an outdoor affair.
That's
I
a
don't know
little-
if I want to get into. There's no margins, no margins in those items.
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.